Has that ever happened? I know you.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Well, sure. That, but I mean, in this scenario.
Lower the ambient sound. Check, 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 check. All right. Join me?
No, it was you're listening to 88.9 FM, WRRG, Tri College Radio. You can give us a call here at 708 583 3110. Make a request. And your source for any progressive rock, WRRG. Actually, we got to play whatever. Our show is called Misadventures on the World.
Yeah.
You're listening to Peg Lurch and Misadventures on the Underground.
Well, because you start seeing, the progression, how people are playing. You're like, oh, shit, they can do that thing. Oh, no,
Yeah.
It's exciting. It really is. And I think the setup helps a little bit. Makes it, look a little less janky.
She thought it was super pressure. All me now, right?
Push. Well, now we have a matchup. Darwin, who now is taking one championship under his belt. Brandon, one of the former reigning store champions, has come back to defend his former title. He's gained it once more.
There's a microphone right there.
Is it?
Yeah,
Are you
right there.
current?
Okay.
I left the mic stands at home. One more time.
1 2. Test test. 1 2 1 2. Test test. 1 2 1 2. Test test. 1 2 1 2. Test 1 2 1 2.
There it is.
There we go. Are we good?
We're good.
All right, guess we're live.
I'm Dion,
I'm Nate.
and we are streaming live from Pastimes in Niles, Illinois.
Unfortunately, it's not a very beautiful day today, is it, Dia?
No, a lot of snow, a lot of wind.
It is a perfect day to be inside, playing with your homies on a board, made with a beer in your hand.
I don't think we can serve beer here, Nate.
Actually, I think we can. I
Can
think they're
we?
allowed to bring it in.
Oh, BYOB?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So
Unless you're under 21.
we do not condone underage drinking.
Of course we don't.
So you went after the Trader Sheena. I went after the Y-Wings.
Yep, and we both lost.
And we both lost. So what was the plan here? Well, what do you think the difference between our build and his build is?
Well, we're running Torko Mux in the Hawk, and he has an extra Y-Wing. So he puts out a little bit more damage, has a little more health because of the longevity that the Y-Wing has.
And I think that is what eventually was our downfall. I mean, because Torko Mux, who has the ability to reduce a player's pilot skill, we're in a game against aces where we have high pilot skill and they rely on being able to shoot first, we take that advantage. Whereas Darwin's build is counteractive to our own. So it works way better against us than us against him.
All right, so now let's look across the table.
Mm-hmm.
We have Brandon flying 2 T-70 X-Wings. Looks like we're probably flying, is it Poe, Brandon?
So we have Poe Dameron.
Poe Dameron and a blue novice with possibly Miranda.
So
Yeah.
what's on that blue novice? Okay, so we got a blue novice. I'm not usually I don't see people putting low level pilots with R2D2. Usually you want to save that card for something more expensive.
Well, I mean, maybe the idea here is if you can get that cheaper ship, keep it alive for longer, you end up paying. You know, it it becomes. What am I trying to say? It becomes worth its points.
Oh, I see that. And plus, we also can argue that, of course, novice pilots are also very, very good ships with a 3-3, was it? No, 3-2-3-3 build.
The stat line, absolutely.
They can stay alive for quite a while.
Well, actually, I just realized he's running a triple regeneration list because Poe has R5P9.
Oh, wow.
The blue has R2D2, and then Miranda has her native regeneration ability, and as exactly
And it's
Darwin.
going to time. So Brandon might be able to pick away pretty well. Brandon will actually do more damage with his blues than those TLTs, but we got to remember that the Trandoshan does throw out a lot of dice, and it kind of capitalizes on those people who can miss.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how Brandon approaches here. Looks like right now he has the Poe kind of split out wide with the K-wing and the blue coming from the other side, while Darwin's sticking with all his guns together.
Yeah, and if you look at the asteroid field, the asteroid field is pretty centered in the middle. There is you can see a lane kind of opening up, which I think Darwin is definitely going to try to take advantage of. But he has less maneuverability and is probably going to keep his guys together. Where Brandon has what I like to call independence, where he can fly them wherever.
Absolutely.
And then capitalize at any moment. So this is going to be interesting. Will this be able to divert Darwin from one target to another?
I don't know. We'll have to find out whether he wants to focus fire or if Brandon gives him an opportunity to split his fire, which maybe that's what Brandon wants. We'll have to find out. All right, everybody's focusing up. We have these first initial movements here. We have a little bit of a slow play on. No,
it's fine.
Don't worry about it. It is an absolutely viable strategy.
It's a great way to kind of see exactly how your opponent likes to play.
Absolutely, but you got to be careful not to slow play too long because then you might end up being caught out of position.
Exactly. Whereas you could be caught in the middle of the map and then everyone's around you.
Absolutely, especially Miranda has that slam, get around real fast.
That's something that people tend to forget about K-Wings. Is K-Wings are actually pretty maneuverable if you use them correctly. Yes, they lack the ability to attack when they move, but they can get out of range very, very quickly.
Absolutely. If you know how to use the slam, it's a good weapon. If you don't, then you're just going to end up, being a sitting duck eventually, or just not shooting at all, ever.
Well, Miranda doesn't do a lot of attack. What do you think her real trait and bonus is to this match?
Well, in this match, I think her regeneration ability is really going to shine because most of his ships that Darwin is flying are low agility.
Yes, that's true.
So that means that Brandon can probably for every single attack he has just go down a dice if he's using TLT, and it doesn't really matter. All he's looking for is one or two. That third dice could almost be considered overkill.
You're right, because even if Miranda scores 2 hits on one of these ships, it's likely that could actually damage them without spending the time for a focus or anything. Whereas, and then she can regenerate it just right back. And so that's going to be the interesting thing about this build, is that he's going to be able to regenerate. Now,
we know that Poe on Brandon's side is definitely pretty susceptible to stress with his ability. I mean, his ability is amazing. You have that focus token, which allows him to change a focus result on both attacks and defense. But if he can't get that focus token, then it doesn't matter. Especially he has R5P9, which is his regeneration droid. But I know Brandon is a great player, and I'm sure he's aware of that. And I know Darwin knows that Brandon's a good player, so that's going to be one of the, I think, something that this matchup is going to hinge on is whether or not he can end Poe's regeneration ability before Poe has done enough damage. Because Poe's, if he's not ever stressed, his damage output is really high.
Yes, he is. So That's a great thing about Poe. He is able to attack and defend very well, and then regenerate all within the same turn. Now, with regards to removing Tactician and putting in Gonk, I think that's a high viability. With that also, if you remove the unhinged Astromech from the Y-Wing, what could you do instead with 3 points? What kind of crew could you throw onto the Transition to make it more worthwhile?
That's a good question, Nate. Let's open our handy-dandy list build here and take a second.
All right, so we're getting close to the first engagement here.
All right, let's see what happens.
Like this. Do I sound like a sports announcer? We know how to keep the conversation going.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, Darwin's trying to decide what. Oh, here we go. So we got a target lock on the blue. Looks like that might be his first target here.
So he's going to try to focus him down.
Yeah, that's what I would do. But at the same time, Brandon has his ships pretty well spread out, and now he can react.
Oh, a fake out by Miranda.
Okay.
Oh, Miranda does not slam. Wants to stay within the fight. From that position, looks like that she would only be maybe facing 1 or 2 guns rather than a full force. And that's, I think, where this where Darwin's builds up what seeing is that he can basically focus 4 ships on the 1 person, essentially making 6 attacks.
Absolutely.
Which is very threatening.
Yeah, Miranda with that only one agility dice can be kind of rough. All right, I think we're going to get our first shots here. All right, we got range 3 on the Y-Wing in the back coming from
Poe Dameron. Wow, would have never thought that was in range.
Here we go, first dice.
Oh, a beautiful natural hit. Oh, wow. Brandon had some issue with dice earlier.
had to go buy some new ones. All right, so we got...
They were a gift. How are those dice feeling for you, Brandon?
All right, so now we got TLT on that back Y-Wing.
Instant damage.
All right, only 1 there. Let's see what happens.
Oh.
All
And there goes that Y-Wing shield. First damage.
That's 100% damage so far, Nate.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I wonder if we could come up with... Hey, you probably have watched those poker shows, like in the 1 o'clock in the morning, where they have the percentages pop up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got 1 outside the box.
What evade.
All right, so that back Y-Wing has now taken, what has it been, 2 damage?
2 damage.
2
so
damage
3
cards.
shields and 2 damage. So that's 5 damage from 1 round of Brandon firing at it.
That's pretty good, especially with Miranda having TLT and Brandon probably coming around the corner there through the asteroids, or just maybe, that's one of his options. Okay, looks like 1 gets through there.
Is that damage on the blue? Two damage to the blue.
Okay. So he's down 2 shields. I was trying to decide something here. All right, that's another shield down. Second TLT. All righty. All right, so that T-70 now has 2 health, but he also has an astromech there that he can pop off. So
Oh, I totally forgot about the integrated astromech.
yes.
So should he need that at this last moment? So already 1 damage on the blue squadron.
All right.
All right, so now Bosk has been initiated with his gunner.
right, so that's 3 hits using the target lock focus combination. All right. 1 damage is probably the best Brandon could hope for there.
No, I'm not going to be here Sunday.
And check range here.
All right, buddy. See you later. Give me a hug.
Range 2.
Or you can walk away. Say give me a hug.
All right. Z from T70. Here we go.
Sorry, I jostled you.
You're good.
All right. Hey, great. You gotta love when Z95s, you know, are the ones doing the most damage, or at least most consistent damage. Looks like blue got taken off the board here. So let's put that up on the scoreboard here.
Which is good for going forward because that means they're going to have to do some new stuff, right?
Well, now that the prizes are out of the way, we could go back to the game and see how this is developing.
So it looks like the that blue is unfortunately down for the count, huh?
Yes, unfortunately.
All right,
Even
so
if
it
it tried
had
to use integrated astromech, it would still unfortunately wouldn't have survived.
So it was worth 28 points. So right now, Darwin has scored 28 points, and we're going to put those points on the board now. Here we go. Right now, score of Brandon 0, Darwin 28. This is still anybody's game.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that we actually had a scorecard.
Oh, we're fancy-dancy here.
I will stop sneezing into the mic. Let me go get a tissue.
Please do. So if you live in the Chicagoland area, I would highly suggest coming out to Pastimes. We play every Wednesday night. We starting last week, we set up our stream, and we're going to be streaming live every night. There's also rumors of a podcast starting up from some of our members, and we're just trying to do things right, have a good time, and enjoy this great game of X-Wing that we all love to play. So let me take a back seat here and just kind of watch what happens, see how the maneuvers fold out. So right now, the Scum and Villainy group here has taken a left turn here, and we're thinking about actions for Poe Dameron.
So it looks like Poe Dameron is trying to reach into range 1, which is better positioned for the TLT, and allows him to execute that first Y-Wing. So don't forget to throw it into the box.
Here we go. Range 1, 4 dice on that Y-Wing number 22 that's taking some damage. Hopefully you can take him out.
Oh, I think that looks promising.
I think that's it right there. All right. Okay, so that's 4 damage on that Y-Wing. 1 more takes it. All right, that seems to be the smart.
Finish him off.
Through a rock here. So we got 1 on that TLT shot. He's evaded. Luckily, TLTs. You get another shot. Now Brandon decided to sack shield to up that dice, increase his chances, or. Oh, here we go. He did it.
No blanks, no blanks, no blanks.
So that way wouldn't live again.
Yeah, it still lives to
Oh
fight
my
another
God.
day.
Darwin's dice have been just amazing tonight.
That was the second, yeah.
You rolled 1 hit on the first one. You checked the
No, yeah, we know. We were watching. That's a wave 9 card. Triple laser turret.
He does 1 damage each time.
That would cost what? Maybe 15 points. I think people would still run it.
22 lived for missing.
All right, so Brandon wasn't necessarily hurt by not killing that Y-wing.
No, not this round.
No.
But you never know. Darwin might be able to peel that thing away and use it to cause more chaos.
This is
But
true.
what this is that, unfortunately, because Brandon wasn't able to kill that Y-wing within the first volley, and Miranda spent her turn attacking the same thing, was a loss of damage that Brandon could have achieved this round.
Oh, 3 hits. All right, so that's isn't it interesting when a Y-wing that's taken for its turret does better damage as a range 1 fighter?
I've seen that happen before, unfortunately. People think, oh, we can get into range 1 and the Y-wing's not going to do much. People forget that they do roll 3 dice, and they're essentially then an X-wing at that point.
That's right. Same thing with the with the Z95. You know, yeah, it's just 2 dice, but in range 1, it's just 3 dice.
It is.
All right. One of the prizes we do give out here at Pastimes for winning league or placing very high are 3D printed template holders. They're pretty nice.
Awesome.
So I will go range
3D printed?
3D printed.
Nice. I will take it.
to Miranda.
I can always paint this black too.
This is true. Or paint it different colors or put symbols on it.
Yep.
All right. Focus for 2 hits here. Next week, one thing I want to work on our stream here is kind of getting the.
There could be beautiful screens.
Oh, here we go. We got to our first dial.
But it'll look disgusting from behind. Real trash dump is what I'm trying to say.
All right. I'm curious.
So Z's going to go in to try to block.
Definitely looks like blocking position or trying to at least make sure to cover that forward arc. All right, rolled a hit, so no damage on that debris.
Darwin rolled that dice off the dice box this time.
We're still trying to get used to that dice box, but that's the best way we can get our viewers at home to be able to see.
I feel
the
like the dice box is a great thing because how many times have you rolled dice or where they've moved asteroids or moved pieces?
Yeah, absolutely. I know though some people are kind of superstitious about where and how they roll.
Another hit.
Another hit, still safe.
Again.
Yeah, so just in case maybe audience member doesn't remember, but when you go through debris, you have to throw a crit in order to take damage. But on a hit or focus or blank, you are safe. You do get a stress, but this build really doesn't care too much about stress, so that's not a problem.
Again, he avoids taking
Blank.
damage. There is a 1 in 8 chance in taking damage from a debris field. If we think about that mathematically, does it happen? Occasionally, it does.
But I'd say if your build doesn't mind it, I mean you only have a 12% chance to do it. Roughly.
Exactly.
So why not take that risk?
Exactly. I actually went against a build that had 2 Y-wings and 4 Z95s, and they just went through every debris field as if they weren't even there. It kind of scared me a little bit. It was very intimidating.
All right, so let's have an update on how the ships here are doing. We have Miranda.
Oh, so Miranda's coming around the side.
All right.
Avoiding quite a few
decisions.
arcs. She's still within 3 arcs.
On the silence of decision making. Slam, get out of arc, or take an action like focus and try to get something out. Try to kill something down.
Well, Brandon does have initiative, and he can attack the Y-wing at range 1 with Miranda, thus eliminating one of the arcs. Thus, Miranda would only take 2. Miranda does have a lot of hit points. She also does have 3 shields, so she can take quite a little bit of a pummeling.
This is true. All right. Looks like Brandon's going aggressive. He's focusing. All right, he's going to have a range 1 shot. If he goes down a shield, he can throw 4 dice.
Thus ensuring that Y-wing's death.
Absolutely.
Clearing stress, Gaining back a shield. Poe-Dameron's still in the fight.
All right. Well, he's not gaining the shield. Remember, he doesn't have R2D2. He has R5P9.
Ah, that's right.
So he's got the focus at the end of the turn. If he still has it, then we can get that shield back. Which
That's
I think
right.
was
Thank you for the correction.
yeah, no problem. No problem. Easy mistake.
Yes.
He's got a droid that makes him happy.
There are some cookie cutter builds that we tend to use. Thank you.
Give it to my buddy.
What's up?
I have a buddy who I can give it to. All right, we got a roll here. 22 is dead. All right.
Oh, did Miranda waste any of her attacks on that? Other than any of her... No, she did not use that focus.
No,
Was
she
that
didn't. She didn't have to use the focus,
She did
and
not
she
have to use-
didn't have to go down a dice.
She did not.
Yeah, so that's I think that's a big deal
Mm-hmm.
because that means she has her shield back and has a little bit more survivability here.
Mm-hmm. Well, it would have been better if she went down a dice.
Oh yeah,
Because that way she could have got shield
could have
back.
recovered a shield. This is true, but I think maybe statistically it's a better chances to obviously more dice, more chances to hit.
Exactly.
He wanted to take it off the board. I think it's a reasonable risk. There you go, Poe and auto thrusters.
So Brandon evaded that first TLT attack.
Absolutely, auto thrusters against TLT can be quite powerful, especially when people don't have actions to adjust their dice.
Oh, and Poe evades it.
There you go. Just out of arc of that auxiliary arc of the Trandoshan Slaver.
Perfectly done by Brandon.
I'll go the slaver to Miranda. Take a scratch, please.
Ooh,
Tactician.
tactician at range 2.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's Miranda's getting 2 defense dice.
She's in a really good position now because now, unfortunately, Darwin is forced to delay his attack.
Okay, so Brandon takes 1 damage. That's what you want to do against this build. You only want to take 1 because if you
other.
absolutely are. Here we go. This is interesting to see
Here
what
we
this
go.
engagement is. All right, looks like we're pulling out that hard 2.
Well, let's see. Clear that.
Let's find out.
Oh, unfortunately, we're going to shake from Darwin's head. Says no, it does not
no
clear.
clear, but we also don't know if that's what he wanted to do. I mean, intentional blocking is definitely a strategy.
Well, that's the whole point of that Z95 is to potentially block people so they cannot perform the actions. Unfortunately, that Z95 is behind where it needs to be, so it's struggling to get into the right position to do that.
Absolutely.
Uh-oh.
Have a little bumpy here. All right, so he goes through the debris field again. Now, quick question, gentlemen. Did the Z95 go through the debris field as well? It was stressed from before? All right, fantastic.
No damage.
No damage. Clean
Debris-
bill of health.
Debris fields tend to be pretty safe.
Say that right before I'm about to turn up.
Alrighty, so if a crit lands here. Now, Nate, this is definitely something I've always been kind of confused by. If you roll a crit on a debris field, is it a crit or is it a hit?
It is actually a crit. You suffer the crit. But if you have shields, it does very little damage because it would just take a shield instead.
Right.
So how that works then is that it's very easy for anything with a shield to go over them without any real threat of danger. It's a 1 in 8 chance, which is, like you said, a 12.5% chance of happening. Very low. Has it happened? Yes. We've all gone through it once, got the crit. And then even on something that is vulnerable, we've gone through that and suffered the repercussions. Whereas most of the time, you can go through them without really worrying.
Alrighty, here we go.
And Darwin is safe again.
The curse of the Nate crit is not coming to fruition. All right,
Well,
here we
that
go.
just says that there is no...
All right, so we got into our K-wing maneuver here. Looks like we went with the casual 1. to
Miranda
clear-
is in a
clear
very
that
weird
stress.
position here.
We have to take the model off the.
The K-Wing, for some reason, being a small base ship, And another weird thing is that the IG-2000, the aggressor, tends to be a large-based ship.
Yes. I think it has to do with just the kind of like the size of the cockpit. If you think about it, the size of the cockpit for the K-wing isn't really that big, um, but the wings is definitely what gives it.
Mm-hmm.
Gives
We
it
got
its
the judge
size.
coming over.
Here we go, judge.
No. Oh, it's a maneuver. Yeah. Yeah, I believe it's a maneuver. So hold on.
So, all right. So we have a question right now about slamming, whether or not it's considered a maneuver or not. So we're gonna take a look here at our
Can we pause the
X-Wing
timer?
FAQ.
Oh, it's on
Yes.
time.
So the slam says you perform a maneuver, and a maneuver can bump. Yeah. Whereas opposed to an action, you cannot.
All right. Let's. All right, so we're taking a quick pause here. We're all on our phones here trying to figure out whether you can slam into somebody for a bump, which would be a fantastic strategy.
For Brandon, because then Brandon wouldn't be taking 4 dice against Miranda, who only rolls 1 evade die.
All right. All right, so it counts as executing maneuver, which means yes, you can block. You can block. All right, that's interesting. I had a match the other day against a K-Wing where they drew the you cannot execute straight maneuvers, and I interpreted as that means they could still slam straight, but that actually, it didn't make a difference because I still won the match, but I probably would have won it maybe a round or two, round or two earlier.
You know what? What's funny is that I have actually gone against very, very few K-Wings. Oh, we have a bump.
So it looks like. All right, so Miranda's still in good health.
Poe
Miranda,
is
Miranda
attempting
does get to shoot first.
Oh, she does not because she actually got to slam. So Miranda is not
Ooh.
going to attack.
No
So-
attacking this turn. You're right.
There was a bump there.
I say you. I said there was definitely a bump there. If it's too close to call, I would roll for it since there was a bump. That's what I. That's what I would do.
All right.
That's what you want to say. Let him call it, and then if it's in his favor, then it will be
Miss, no shot.
Yep. So
Oh,
he's got a shot.
he's got a shot. There was some hand collision in that.
In my opinion, I think that was not within range. I think that was within range 1. But the TO did make the play. He is our ref.
That's right.
Brandon bumped his ship.
This is true.
Moved the ship around,
Mhm.
so we're not, and it was this close.
Right.
Exactly.
So the only fair way to do it.
Is to make it 50-50, absolutely.
Exactly. So it was Brandon who knocked the ship, and the ship was it was beneficial for Darwin.
All right, TLT1 looks like Miranda's out of shields right now. All right, now this is where it's going to hurt. Here, Brandon's goal is to take as little damage as possible. Okay. All right, so we don't want an invade. Oh, unfortunately, it looks
Oh.
like Brandon rolled an invade, so that means all the boss gunner shenanigans do proc.
Darwin's dice have just been ridiculous today. Mm-hmm.
All right, 2 crits, 2 hits. Could kill it. Here we go. It has 5 hull, I believe. What were those crits, gentlemen?
Weapons failure.
I actually can't see it because of the lighting. Okay, that's a good idea. And if you fly it well, you can really get some good things going.
Yes, it also has 2 more hit points than a shuttle. It has the ability to hold 3 crew.
I think that is the biggest thing. I mean, this this combination right now, tactician, gunner, and boss is huge. And I think with Gonk coming out, you have the possibility of regeneration and that target lock focus ability. I mean, it's going to be a little susceptible to stress because Gonk is in action, but I think it definitely could give you some good options there.
I'm very interested in seeing what Dengar could bring to the party with his various abilities, especially
Like a punishing one.
the new pilot that lets you when you get the first time you were killed, you basically
You can
cancel.
come back, yeah. I mean, that's a I think hull upgrade if you have the points for it. I think that's kind of an auto include hull because
Exactly.
you come back with 2 health instead of 1, and also you just end up being annoying. You might give him a chance to have another shot on somebody. You have huge possibilities there.
You have many possibilities. I think that's very,
we have
very
some
well
very close maneuvering here going on. The YV takes a hard 3.
done. Onto another debris field.
Miranda has her cloaking device on. Obviously, not actual cloaking device. It's just the ship isn't there right now. But from this vertical view, it definitely looks invisible right now.
Still missing on those debris fields.
All right. I don't think we've had 1 damage taken from a debris field this turn, or during this game. All right, we have Miranda banking 3. I wonder, did it get out of that auxiliary arc?
I think that she's still.
It's going to
in
be
that
close. Oh, she's definitely still in there.
The problem is he's got to shoot to be able to recover his shield.
This is very true. Now she does get to shoot before him. How many shields does that YV still have on it? Still have
YV
quite a
is,
few?
I think, at full health at the moment. Poe has spent 2 turns
recovering.
recovering.
I mean, I've seen Poe Dameron do some pretty crazy things. I definitely see him solo a list several times. Kind of has a almost a Corin Horn effect, but slower.
Yes.
Just a
Horn being
little
one of
bit
my
slower.
favorite units. I was anticipating using him tonight as well. Horn, unfortunately, I don't know how he would fare against this list.
I think he'd get blown to pieces. Because, I mean, he's really good at evading, but all if he doesn't evade,
All right, so Brandon's attacking the Z at range 3.
here we go. 2 hits. Okay. So that was Poe Dameron on the Z95. Took a shield off of it. All right, looks like Brandon is trying to take that Z95 off the board.
Looks like he's regaining a shield.
Well, I mean, you get 2 attacks. Why not? All right, spending that to focus it up. You got 2 versus 2, and 1 goes through. All right, it's down to Hull now. All right, that's the first damage. 1 more damage card to take that Z95 off the board, and that's huge. I think the really, I'm noticing Brandon right now. His strategy right now is to take out the other players, the supporting.
The ones
pieces.
the supporting pieces that could actually hurt him.
Right, because I think
eventually Brandon will, if he can, get behind that YV666. Excuse me.
yeah,
And then with that, he would be able to. Oh, and Brandon's clear. Brandon survives again.
Absolutely. I think Brandon's in a good position right now. If he can take out those supporting ships and then just stay behind the slaver, I think that's game.
Well, there's one last shot here with the YV666. Oh, Darwin with his natural 3 dice.
Okay, K-Wing is off the board. We got Poe Dameron versus a Y-Wing fully healthy Poe versus a fully that day. Oh, I was irritated.
I remember you
Oh.
calling me awful words.
Yes, I did
Which
call
were
you awful
justified.
words.
But I still remember it.
Yes. I'm sorry for calling you awful words.
Oh, there were no hard feelings.
Yes, because it'll happen again.
It will.
All right. Taking a casual one here. All right, we're going to roll that dice.
It's 10 times now he's rolled.
That's pretty good. I mean, it's 12%. Though I've had those games where every debris field comes up crit. And of course, when I roll that dice for damage, it will never be a crit, right?
Never. I'll be right back.
Alrighty.
I was trying to block the 3 heart, Brandon.
Okay, interesting here. Interesting situation. We have Brandon did a hard 2 and might be able to boost. Shit. Might be able to boost to get out of that YV's arc. But it looked like he's taking the focus instead. You have the ability to here we go. All right, there we go. We got 3 hits and it is down. Now, yeah, he's going to take a big shot from the YV666, but I think at this point it doesn't really, not that it doesn't matter, but he can take it. He's at full shields. I think he's going to be okay. Okay, so he threw 2 hits on his TOT shot. All right, so use the focus to auto TLT because the T70 does have only 2 defense dice. All right, he only throws 1. That's pretty much guaranteed to be evaded. All right, range 1, 4 dice on Poe. Poe still has 2 shields and full hull. Here we go. All right, 1 crit. Brandon does not want to do this. Oh, there you go. That's the best situation right there. I think that can be, the swing in the game right there. Poe took a range 1 shot, only took 1 shield down off of himself. I think that could be the swing in the game.
That's huge, especially where Poe was positioned.
Yeah. That's how we play those all the time.
What's awesome about that is that
We did a 3-way.
I'm already signed up. One person can just be.
I want to go to London.
Oh yeah.
We can,
Pull it off.
yeah, with 5K fighters.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds like we were dealing with
So on a team game,
We did, I think,
we all have our
4 TLT wilders.
Talon roll here, I got you. Decay turn here, I got you. You do something stupid here, you got no shot. If you do something stupid here, you got no shot. All right, so we're gonna go no shot.
Just she knows I'm like reaching for the stars.
We did a bunch of good ones. Voted out with ordinance.
Like my number one.
We went in and we just shredded, absolutely shredded a cannon in the round.
If you focus on the matchup, you can get it down so fast.
Well, that's just one. With the Y-wings,
Range 1 out of arc.
he destroyed the front
Just
with
don't
the
wake me
Y-wings.
up.
Y-wings.
Hold on, nothing.
Yeah,
yeah.
gone. You know, I think he had a good.
Came back and it was taped.
Knock it over. Do you know what megapixel the one is up there that you have?
That one's a lot nicer. Yeah.
It's those like mid level.
Clear stress.
Look at 3, how close it is to the dice looks just fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'll focus.
Now it's interesting here. I'm curious to see what Brandon will do. Interesting.
Maybe I'll proxy if you want to move it first. How do you want to do this? No, I could put it right there. Or how do you, what do you want?
Yeah, just do it on.
All right, here. Looks like Poe went for the Talon Ball.
I think you got it.
And I think he got it mostly, especially because you can slide it back on the maneuver template.
Oh yeah, you got it.
Honestly, this was one of the smartest choices that Brandon could have made. You know, he's gotten into range 1, out of arc of it, and he has a shot in range 1 on a Y-wing that gets
Pull some blanks, will you?
dice.
Or focus this too.
All right, here we go.
On 1 dice.
1 hit,
To hit on 20.
no evade. So big move, but you know, came up with only 1 hit, but at least he got something. But he definitely has position on the Y-wing. We know that the X-wing has to clear the shot.
That hurt so much more than it did.
Alright, let's take a look at the T70 X-wing dial. Determine what are some of Brandon's options to clear stress. He has all the 1 maneuvers.
You know, I'm the one that wanted the final to be untimed.
And
I insisted that the final was untimed.
green, and 2 and 3 straight are also green.
This dial was actually pretty good.
Slip.
Maybe second guess myself. Pretty sure that works. Oh, yeah.
He goes the safe direction.
The safe direction.
I don't know, babe.
Twice now.
Oh man.
Poe generation.
Poe generation.
Yes.
Homie don't play that.
We just give him the top spot.
Yes.
How's it going over here?
Homie, don't play that.
Prolong.
Slaver's getting into position here.
Oh.
Oh, fully
Hold on.
regen. I saw
Hold
him
on.
earlier and he was down to 0 and now he's.
I didn't think I would be able to do a 2 forward or not, but that is for
Well, I will TLT, which won't matter because you're going to recover it even if I get one of these 2 attacks through with the auto thrusters. But
All right.
oh, a hit!
Ooh.
Can I get 2 and actually make it count? But then you're gonna fly over here and it doesn't matter. But for shits, 2 again. And a poet. Yep. You're so hard hit. But I have it on stress though.
Slaver's still untouched?
Yeah.
And heat for future viewing. Okay, interesting. It is a 2 bank. He's obviously trying to get into position for future here.
I don't like running over asteroids.
Starting
Debris fields I'm okay with, but I wanted to go around that one.
We have some acrylic asteroid there. He's trying to avoid. And successfully does. It's a focus. Brandon does a hard 3. Actually, what does he do here? Is it hard 3? Yes, it was. Okay, no shots. We're back to that hull. This hull, of course, cannot be repaired. Just got a text from my beautiful wife telling me that she's going to bed, and I absolutely agree with her assessment. All right, here we go. We're attempting a target lock. We are out of range currently. That does give Brandon the advantage. I've seen several players use the target lock as a way to purposefully miss if they rolled, for instance, 2 hits. You re-roll one of your hits and try to get a focus or an evade to lower your chances of hitting. Then doing that that great combo with the Boston Gunner here. Oh, interesting. I really thought that Brandon was going to go after the Slaver, but I think he
I'm
made a
okay
better
with that
choice
because I'm
here.
going to get the primary weapon attack at range 1.
Here we go. 3 hits on the Y-Wing. We know we're limiting 2 shields off there. Oh, he has a focus
Crit
token.
too. Damn it.
Okay. We know that Darwin wants to keep that focus token intact, but that Y-Wing is a big commodity for him. If he loses that too
I
early.
can't take the crit. I wasn't going to spend it no matter what happened, except you got a crit.
Alright, 2 shields are off the Y-Wing.
Alright, I will
Back to Hull.
start range 1 here.
Alright, range 1, 3 dice here on Poe. Poe still
No, I
has
just need naturally good
2.
dice. That'll work. That'll work.
3 hits.
2 hits.
Alright.
Can't auto thrust for that shit. Range 3 from the Slaver.
Alright. Brandon gets an extra dice here. That can make a difference. Alright, 3 hits.
Oh, no auto thrusters. No,
Yeah,
I don't want.
I was going to say, are you absolutely sure about that?
He takes the 1 hit, the desired result. Didn't want to. 6. It is going to be a pretty packed event. We're going to have a lot of players here. We have tons of space. But like I've said before, this store has had the best prize support I've ever seen for a game.
I'm just say $35 a person.
What else? What else?
Oh, the mat. We can't cut the mat in half. I love this mat. I only have 1 mat. You were good, right? Right.
Brandon's just here for guts and glory. He doesn't care about swag. He wants guts and glory.
I can give you the 40. I'll take the 30, but I get the mat.
So, as the players have already stated, this game has been untimed. That is an option that up for the championship game.
And then I roll for that.
Take one once, please.
Alright, no help from the debris field today.
Although this game looks like it's over.
That is going to be another one.
Yeah, but Boss is still alive.
Way alive too.
Yeah, and he's
But if you can get behind Bosk, it's not going to matter.
Yeah, but Boss is about to range 2 him at least once, if not twice.
He hasn't moved.
And
Well, he hasn't moved.
oh, Poe hasn't moved yet.
Alright, here we go.
Oh, is there? I was rolling that way. The side knock. We're deciding on a comp.
Okay.
I'm going to give him the $40, but I get the mat.
Starting to get to that closing time here at the store.
And I was the one that wanted it to be on time.
No, this is bullshit. You guys are playing for pinks.
Oh.
I told you. So the loser has to
Including
give up all.
including the pay.
Yeah, the loser has to give up all his ships. That's what's going on here. You guys are paying for pink slips. You guys forgot about that.
That we jest, of course. That'll be next month.
That's what the pinks tournament. Every week after week, you lose. You have to give up a ship.
You have a 1 ship from
Ship
your
with a whole
fleet.
squad.
What if you go 2-0?
Well, then you acquired a lot of ships.
Yeah. That's what I need, more ships.
It's a perfect game for you, John.
You win, and you just take someone's whole collection, like some new kid who's never played before. He usually loses his only 2 ships.
Mommy, I need more ships.
What I miss.
You're going to not take the shield back. Okay.
Next week we're playing for ship. So if you lose your ship, you gotta get a ship.
It's not going to matter because it's range 3 and I have no modifiers.
Yeah.
What do you got out of the box?
But he has no action either, so it could actually matter. He could stick 1.
There's Bosk have left on him.
So he's got to roll
2.
Oh, there's 1.
There's one with auto thrusters.
Yeah.
Okay, second attack.
Alright, Poe has no shields
Yeah,
here.
nothing there.
And I'm sure we have absolutely nope. All right. No shield, Poe. And he's got to wait to the end of their combat to be
I'm
able to cover
really
his shield.
impressed that you haven't switched to Torque. He had a couple die rolls that kind of changed our game quite a bit.
Alright. Darwin
It's actually
doesn't
been
care
amazing.
about
I don't give a
debris
shit about
fields.
debris fields.
He gives
0 shits.
Clear the stress, regain the stress.
And rolls the dice.
Rolling
Crits, maybe?
Blank.
So hard to roll credit.